block from Holloway.
At 17 years old, I was one of those interns working out of his office, riding around in the Luke vans, getting people registered to vote.
So I look as Luke as the father of Miami. But Luke, I just want to say I love you and I appreciate you and I'm grateful for you. I'm happy for you. You're proud. Luke Campbell Way, Liberty City, Dade County, 305. Make some noise for Uncle Luke.
Everybody that's out here, they're out here because we all got something in common. And what we have in common is we help. We help kids like this. Gil Green helps and inspire. DJ Epps helps and inspire. Devontae Friedman helps and inspire. DJ Khaled helps tremendously inspire. My good friend Stan the Man over there helped. E-Class, who was here, helps and inspire. These guys do a lot of things that you all don't even know. I mean, teach, owns a restaurant, helps and inspire. I mean, that is what it's all about.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast, brought to you by Luke Records, Luke Gear, all the good stuff. As you can see, I'm all over the place with the Luke Gear. Hey, I got it on. But I want to welcome you guys to the show. It's a very big show. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Shouts out to everybody that's on all my social media pages. Shouts out to everybody that's on Facebook. Everybody that's on my Facebook fan page, my Facebook local page. I guess that's what you call it. Shouts out to everybody that's on TikTok. We're broadcasting over there as well. Shouts out to everybody that's on Snap, Twitch. I don't have a Snapchat. Everybody that's on Twitch. Make sure shouts out to all you guys. Shouts out to who else? YouTube, all my YouTubers. Hey, what's up, YouTubers? My YouTube numbers went up tremendously, and I want to thank you guys for going over there and subscribing. And everybody that's on X, I want to shouts out to all you guys as well. You know, it's a beautiful day, man. It's a beautiful day, man. It is a beautiful day. There's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Like Mr. Rogers always say, another beautiful day in the neighborhood. What I want y'all to do right now is everybody like, share, and subscribe to the page right now. We do the show Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 5 p.m. And then we rebroadcast it throughout the day and the night and the next day and all those things like that. And so, you know, that's what we do. And we've been trying to do it throughout my the period of running for office. It's been a little hectic. I want to thank you all for bearing with me and dealing with the off schedule, on schedule, and all those different things like that. But we're back on schedule right now. Unfortunately, I was a little late. I want to just say this here. I really want to thank everybody who supported my campaign for Congress. You know, I had something wrote down. I'm not reading that shit because, you know, I keep it a buck. I just go off of feeling and the vibe. I really want to thank everybody who supported the campaign. You know, to all the folks who believed in what we were trying to do, which was change Broward County, be a part of a new Broward County, a new Congressional District 20. Stop gentrification, bring, you know, revenue and resources into the district that it desperately needs. And, you know, we were not able to do that. You know, it was hard. It was a major tall task. You know, I want to thank the 4,000 or 5,000 people that voted for me. Y'all believed in me. Y'all believed that we can get it done. And I'm sad that we were not able to do it for you guys and do it for the entire district. The people who didn't vote for me, hey, that's the system. That's how it works. You guys make a decision as to who you're going to vote for, and you made that decision. I have no ill will toward you. Um, that was your decision. That is how it works in this country. We go to the election polls, and people decide who they want to represent them, and not. And so, with that said, I highly respect everybody who made the decision to go out and vote for other candidates. This whole notion of all the candidates needing to consolidate, no, before I get into that, let me just finish. There are some people that I'm just texting that supported my campaign. I got to go down my Act Blue, my donation website, and I'm going to go down that list, and I'm going to create something very special for each and every one of those people who made a campaign contribution. There are people who made sweat equity contributions, and said they didn't want to die, like Miss Gloria, Commissioner Gloria Lewis. I never knew that lady from a can of paint. I met her on the campaign trail. I went to her school, Central Charter. We just connected. You know what I'm saying? We just connected, her and some of the good people there. And she just like, shit, I want to work and I don't even want to get paid. I'm like, no, I got to pay you. And Miss Gloria, when I tell you that lady went 10 toes down and for this campaign, she has a friend in life with me. Because one thing, if you know anything about me, I'm a very loyal person. I'm loyal to people who support me, and I'm loyal to the people who I go into a war with. Larry Dog, another one. There was not a day that Larry Dog did not put in work. He woke up every morning. He's a comedian and a musician. He woke up every morning giving me a report as to where he went that night. And I called him, I changed his name. I called him the Nightcrawler. Larry Dog went hard. I mean, William Joseph went hard, connecting people, trying to get people to be involved. William Joseph went hard, you know what I'm saying? And if there are some stars of the show, Miss Sonia, my compliance lady, she came on, did the compliance, made sure the books and everything. She never wavered. These people, were so instrumentally involved in this campaign. The ladies, Deja, Miss Gloria, Miss Hill, Sasha, Devin at the office, where, our campaign office, all these people, and I know I'm missing some names, and I don't want to miss some names because I'm going to do a special thing for all of them. I mean, the ladies who worked at the polls, they were so instrumental in this, man. You could see the passion in them when they were working at the polls. And the ladies who did phone banking, every day they showed up doing phone banking. And they made phone calls on a regular basis. They like, Luke, people love it. And so, even the people at the polls, and when I visited the polls, they were not sitting down in the chair. They knew what this was all about. They got up. They got in people's faces. And when it was time to mix it up with other people, that which was only people that was really running with some nasty people out to the poll, Sheila, but that's a whole nother story. But they were going hard in the paint, those ladies. I mean, I learned so much from them, because, I did run many, many years ago. That was a special election. This was a real campaign, and there are people who, let me tell you, I was just Miss Zika Foster. I know she was coming in and out because she, was dealing with the things that she had going on in her life. And I really appreciate her. I mean, my man, my guy, DJ video extraordinary, John never when it was time to get something edited, all the edits that you guys saw me post, it was John that was posting those. It was John that was editing, and it was me that was posting on a consistent basis. So if I sent something, John edited and got it ready. He even hit me up today and said, "Man, I got something, man. Looking. Always looked at, my text, and it was John sitting there. Look in your WhatsApp, because that's what we sent everything because of the high quality. Shouts out to my man Shaq. Yeah, see, I'm looking at John right here. Sent another video, man. I always be excited about what I'm gonna see from John. I'm always excited about what I'm gonna see from John. And John always, he always came through. Dude came through every single time when it was time to, do a video for the campaign. So we had people, and again, that's another guy who did it as a volunteer. John didn't want a dime. So we had some great volunteers, people who I consider my friends. Like William Joseph. William Joseph volunteered. He pounded the pavement, called people, tried to make ends meet, did what he had to do. These type of people are loyal. Wendell Haskins. Mike Gardner. Mike Gardner went above and beyond. Rick Ross and his sister, man. Jesus Christ. Rick Ross and his sister. My good friend Armando at Aficionado, opening up his place to us. And look at that, Armando calling me right now. I can't talk to him. These people were so instrumental in this glow online, on social media, reposting things, talking about, the campaign and letting people know how serious it is, and one thing about me, man, I look at the little things. The little things for me is what count, and I look at those things. I look at, because that's what I'm a volunteer. There's nobody can pay me for the services of my community. Nobody can pay me, and everything that I've done and everything that I've accomplished when it was going out into the community and helping and fighting to get resources, to bring resources back into my community, whether it was parts, whether it was equipment, whether it was shoulder pads, whether it was whatever it may be. Those are the things that I did. My man Ralph Green, me and Ralph was the one that, along with Hosendorf, who put the $50 million deal together for Miami-Dade County Public Schools and Adidas. Me and Ralph is working on something very special again. We're doing that again, and so there were so many people. The owner of 24. Now, I never went in 24 in my life, but he felt so passionate about this, and I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go support 24, the owner of Booby Trap on the river. See, these are people who maxed out, who really came hard for this campaign. People who, they just felt the vibes and felt like, they wanted to be a part of this, So there were a lot of surprises, whether it was good surprises, and then there was a lot of bad surprises along the way. But unfortunately, that's what happens. That's why I put that quote from Martin Luther King up on my social media page. It was sent to me by someone, and it read, in the end, we will remember not the words of the enemy, but the silence of our friends. Dr. King. That was so deep. That was so deep in the moment that I really needed something to gravitate to without going off. But, again, like I've always said, God is in control of all this, man. I truly believe in him. I truly believe that he sends me into these areas for a purpose. This didn't happen for us. The election didn't happen. We didn't win, but we still won anyway. Because one thing about me, I'm going to try. if I feel the need to go and help people and bring some awareness to the issues that at hand, I'm gonna do that. You know, people who told me, you know, hey, look, man, you a Dade County dude, man. You going to Broward. Broward ain't fucking with you like that. They're not gonna be fucking with you like that. You know the beef between Dade and Broward, and for Broward to now accept the Dade County guy to be an elected official in there that's gonna be hard. You're gonna have to get over that first. You know, so I wasn't like mine. I wasn't brain dead to that. I wasn't brain dead to that under no circumstances. You know, I understood that tall task, but in order to break that cycle of the hate between Dade and Broward County, in order to break that cycle, you have to try. You know, and so, you know, I've always represented the state of Florida. I've always represented, I am a Miami guy. I'm born and raised, and I'm 305 till I die, no question about it. But I've always represented the entire South Florida, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. And I feel like that is my job. And so if I go out of town right now today and go in Georgia and somebody say something bad about some people from Broward, I'm going to stand up and stand tall for Broward. If they say something bad about Palm Beach, I'm going to stand up. If they say something bad about Florida in general, then I'm going to stand up 10 toes down, you know, repping my state, my city, and the surrounding cities of my community, because they have been there for me through thick and thin for so many reasons. And so, you know, I understood that being a situation, you know, and that was going to be a tall task. But the election itself, you know, it kind of became something bigger than just running for office. It became, you know, the defense of an African-American seat, you know, and that was my whole thing. I'm here to defend. I'm here to, you know, stop the forces of taking Black representation away. Obviously, that happened last night. You know, a seat that was controlled by African Americans in the African American district was taken away. You know, that was taken away. Not going to come back. Yeah, I mean, next cycle, maybe somebody may run, but that was taken away. And, you know, hey, look, you know, I originally did a thank you. I really did a congratulations tweet to Debbie, and I immediately took it down because I was like, this is not a time for congratulations. I cannot congratulate a person who I feel that has divided our community and has taken away Black representation. I can't congratulate a person on that. Like, congratulations on taking a black seat where you could have ran into a white district in 22. You could have ran against Jared Moskowitz, or you could have did some other thing, but take away a African American seat. So I had to immediately take that down. So if you saw that and you say, "Oh, Luke did a nice, beautiful letter congratulating Debbie," I couldn't. That didn't sit well with me. It was like, no, this is not what you're about, and this is not what you built for. I couldn't do that because everything about that is all wrong. You know, running in this race, she won the race. However, she ran her race, and so be it. But at the end of the day, of congratulating an opponent for taking away a African American seat, can't do it. Now, how did it happen? Everybody say you got this crowded field of Black candidates and they're going to split the vote and everything like that. It's not the case. You know, I said from day one, when I went into the room with those other candidates, I looked at all those candidates and I listened to them talk, listened to them make their speech. I looked at Dale, you know, who had just lost to Sheila by 70% in their last head-on-head election. I looked at Elijah. I thought he was a bright young man, but I didn't think he could have beat her head up because of his, him having a problem with Israel and how much money AIPAC puts into her pack. They were not going to let him win. It was going to be all hell break loose. And then it was Sheila, who I thought she should not have been in the race. And it's just mind-boggling to me all the way up until the day, to the last day and the last hour of the election. Why are you in this race? You and your family out here, like, they were working hard. And they were being, the people who worked for them were being very nasty about it. Everybody else carried themselves in a classy way. It still was mind-boggling. You have been 25 counts, 27 counts. You found guilty on 25 of them. You've been indicted. You got a federal case in February. You should be home thinking about that. And so my mind just went crazy on what was the motivation of her actually running. Did you cut a deal? Are you there to take votes away? Are you working for them? And then I just started just thinking, like, you never said nothing bad about Debbie in the one forum that she showed up, which was at John Knox all white place, because she never showed up at any other forum in the Black community. No, she showed up at she snubbed at the damn NAACP 2 times. The first time she snubbed the NAACP was NAACP forum. She didn't show up there. NAACP had their version of Soul to Pose with the Divine Nine. She didn't show up to that as well. The community is divided, so I'm looking at that. Why are you in this race? And the crazy part about this, when you look at the numbers, you see me. Me and her virtually tied for last place. And I'm sitting there looking at this, and I'm saying, she got the same amount of votes that I got. And I'm looking at the precincts and seeing where the votes came from. Large part of Debbie votes came from the white community. They showed up because they wanted a white representative, because they have been represented by African Americans for 30 years. And it was to them, it was a fight. And I was trying to articulate that to our people. Dale being Dale, Elijah, got a large part of, the LGBT community, because that's the community he's a part of. We knew that was going to happen. So then it went down the line. I got to overcome this thing of being from Dade County and Broward County, and will Broward County people support me? So I got a large amount of votes, which I'm happy about. A lot of them were transplants, Dade County people who moved into Broward County. I know that. But when you look at the numbers and people saying, oh yeah, y'all took numbers away from other people. I mean, let's be real. In Broward County, it is 334,262 registered Black voters. 334,262 Black voters. Debbie Wasserman Schultz won by 27,000 votes. Next person came was 14, the next was 7, and next two were 4. So when people make this argument that you took votes away, no, it was 279,000 registered voters that stayed home, that didn't feel that it was in their best interest to go out and vote. So that argument of splitting the vote makes no sense. When you have one guy with 14,000, another one with 4, another one with 4, another one with 7, and she sitting there with 23. Meanwhile, that comes up to damn near 54,000 votes, and you got 279,000 registered voters that's sitting at home and didn't find it interesting. So people who make that argument that somebody took some votes away from, that makes no sense. You're stupid. You're stupid when you make that kind of argument. No, you need to make the argument of the fact that 279,000 registered black registered voters stayed home. You have a total of 334,262 registered black voters, and only 54,000 showed up. That's the argument. Why? And until you make that argument, until you fix that issue of the 279,000 who didn't feel it was in their best interest to get their ass up and go vote, that is the issue. It's not the people that was in the race. And I always said that from the beginning. I was like, look, the person with the most amount of votes is going to win. I said it on my podcast. I said it on my tweets. My only way I will win if people who don't normally vote. Because I knew the ballot harvesting was going to happen. I knew the person with the most money was going to ballot harvest. I knew they were going to send the call out to the pastors, certain pastors and certain big churches, and pay them the money, and then for them to confuse their constituents. But I can say this one thing. About people of Broward County. The black community. They stood with the black candidates. Even though shame on those 279,000 who didn't go vote. Shame on their ass. Shame on their ass. But the ones who actually went out and voted for either one of these black candidates, I commend you. I commend the 7,000 that voted for Elijah. I commend the 14,000 that voted for Dale. I commend the 4,000. I know y'all a little delusional. Who was loyal to Sheila. And the 4,000 and some who voted for me. I commend you all. But that 279,000, y'all ass. And unfortunately, when you look at whether good or bad happened in this district, you're going to have to look at yourself and say to yourself, I didn't get up to vote. Now, why you didn't get up to vote? Maybe because some of their pastors confused the situation. And you just was like, well, my pastor is supporting her. She and my fraternity is supporting her. We all in pictures, and my favorite restaurant is supporting her. But I ain't trying to be a part of that shit, so I ain't going down there to vote for her. And I ain't going to go against pastor. I ain't going to go against my restaurant. I ain't going to go against, I don't want to be on that list. I don't want to be on that picture. Don't put me on this picture right here with a list of sellouts. This is what the community was doing right here. The community was standing firm. And I'm telling you, I commend the community of Broward County. People were like, this is what we're going. Those people had a real problem in Broward County with Debbie running. So I commend those people, those activists who didn't fall for the trick bag. They didn't take the money. They didn't take the money. But shame on those pastors, and shame on that judge who put her in the car riding around like Miss Daisy to church after church after church. Judge Holmes. Shame on you, Judge Holmes. Shame on you. You are like the black person who influenced the slaves to get on the ship. You are no different than that person, in my opinion. Shame on her. And she's a fucking Republican. But at the end of the day, it was a great run. Learned a lot. Now here's my Haitian brothers and sisters. I know you stayed loyal to your girl, Sheila. That's a hell of a gamble. So you hell of a gamble. But I say shame on Sheila for getting in this race and putting her people in this predicament. Sheila would tell me in the forums, and we would talk about how she got to where she's at, the things that happened with her COVID money, the things that happened in Washington. And she would tell me it was all orchestrated by Debbie, and she knew Debbie was going to run, and how Debbie and this and all these different things. She never said those things when she had the opportunity on the campaign trail. And I often wondered, why you ain't saying this? We did one forum together. I'm like, yo, why you need to make this. Why you ain't saying the things that you saying to me about what you saying that Debbie did to you and how you got to where you're at right now in the situation which you in right now? Make some element. I'm not gonna talk about some of these things. Should have been her saying these things, but she didn't say it. So I often wonder, like, what the fuck did you do? Did you cut a deal with her to divide the vote? Somebody got in the race to cut a deal to get to divide the vote. So then I go back to the pastors and the confusion that they created within the community, and the community leaders like my man Devin and Vicente and May and Miss Perkins up there, man. There was some soldiers. They were like hard in the paint. Oh, and I definitely gotta get a shout out to Joy Reid. I love you. Joy Reid, I fucking love you. I love Joy Reid. Joy Reid, of all those people, all the people who, that Democratic people, I mean, Joy, I was surprised. Roland Martin, shouts out to the Breakfast Club, every one of the people in the Breakfast Club endorsed me. Hey, man, Charlamagne, everybody on the Breakfast Club. I can tell y'all one thing. Them ladies on the Breakfast Club, boy, they drop dead gorgeous. Hey, look, that's a whole nother story. I went, but now I'm like, these motherfucking women here is absolutely beautiful, but that's a whole nother story there. But I'm just saying, man, there's so many people that think Tony Neal is a Republican. He's like, Luke, I don't fuck with this Democrat shit, man. I've been off that plantation long time ago, but I'm here for you. I mean, DJ Epps. But going back to the district, I'm praying that this is not going to happen. So Debbie wins with a large majority of white voters. The community is separated. The community is, they have a real serious problem with it. It's not like a regular race where you can go in and we can just smooth everybody over. This is what type of race it was. It was stories like this written about a black restaurant and named Spoon, and that people should boycott it because she was in there. It was like the colonizer is in there. The person with the plague is in there. And the alphas got cursed out walking to the event, to the soul in the pole, as they walked down there to set their tent up, and they had to leave early because those people in Broward County were vocal about this. This is the type of literature that they put out. They had a serious, major problem with them. And anybody that supported her, whether it was a restaurant, whether it was a pastor, anybody, this is how it was. Now, none of the candidates in the race really went dirty on anybody. Nobody went dirty. Nobody. Elijah kind of poked, them in his way. But it was much more of a clean thing. But it was anything that was dirty, it can't, not necessarily dirty, but the community was visibly upset about her running and anybody that supported her. They went out hard. That's why you see they made a whole list of sellouts. And they're on that. They will be forever known as a sellout. So I go to now. Where do you go from here? She won. Okay. She won. Where do you go from here? I brought up the ballot harvesting thing. Everybody lost their mind. Everybody lost their mind because I said, damn, I can't believe I'm about to agree with Trump. There's some real ballot harvesting with these mail-in ballots. Goddamn. You know, because, you know, it's widespread and I'm looking at people and people buying people. I mean, that shit is real. So now, fast forward to right now where we at. She has to run against a Republican. A Republican who moved into the state of Florida just this year. He's a billionaire, from my understanding. He's a Trumpster, from my understanding. Now, if he had ran against another African American, there was going to be hard pressed for him to win. If he ran against another African American, it'd be difficult for him to win. He's running against a white woman, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who has a very upset African American community. She won off of white voters. She probably got about 30,000 white voters to vote for her. Now, mind you, he won his election with about 60,000 votes. So Debbie is down 30,000 votes already. Now, fast forward to you're going into a general, you would expect all the Democratic candidates, okay, we lost fair and square, and we're going to go and support the Democratic nominee. That's going to be hard because Black people got a problem with her running in this race in the beginning. The Black community despise her. So normally you would be like Oliver Gilbert and Chevron. Okay, Oliver Gilbert, Chevron. Okay, all right. Oliver Gilbert going to run against a Republican, and everybody who is in the race, all the brothers and sisters going to put their support behind Oliver. The community it's going to be they're going to be a little upset, but the healing of it all is going to be okay. Not in this race. You had the Black Democratic Party saying no Debbie. You had the Black Caucus of Broward County saying no Debbie. Not no Debbie, not no Diddy, but no Debbie. You had every Black activist in the community say no Debbie. So to heal this community, it's going to be very difficult. You got Trump money coming in here. You have Trump money coming into this candidate. This is Trump's candidate. You have Byron Donald trying to become the governor. So you got Byron Donald needs all the Republicans in Congressional District 20 in Broward County to come and vote. You need all of them to come vote. Byron Donald is going to get some Black people. Byron Donald is going to get behind this shit. Byron Donald is now getting ready to get a large sum of Black people. Because there are some angry Black people that the white lady ran in the race and took all her big millions and millions of dollars and won the fucking race. And there were some Black people upset. So now you got this Trump, Byron Donald, Black man for governor, and you have these Republicans, this white Republican versus a white Democrat in a Black congressional district. Holy shit. And now you're going to have all the Black congressional, Democratic Black congressional Black caucus. They're going to come down here like, oh, that ain't going to fly. Because the Black people in this community is upset with them because they didn't put down on her. They feel like they're part of the bullshit too. And they lost across the board. The Black caucus lost across the board. I'm here to tell you. Because their candidate in 24, Kendrick Meeks, got beat by Oliver Gilbert, the guy who I had on this very show. So he wasn't their choice. And Nikki Free, the head of the Democratic Party, shit is blowed up because her candidate, Sharon Jones, did not win. Nikki Free might as well resign right now. Nikki Free needs to just go ahead and send in her letter of resignation because what she allowed Debbie to do and didn't say nothing until she qualified, that's bullshit. Until she qualified, her jumping on the Sharon Jones train and grooming him because he fits the mold of how and the type of people that Nikki Free and her people like to have as a black representative. Let's face it. Like all the rest of them. And the Congressional Black Caucus, who all supported Kendrick. And now you got Oliver Gilbert, who, it hurt me. That's my friend. And let me say this about this. I'm going to say it publicly. Rudy Moise, we lived in the same building together at the Grand. And Rudy is a good guy. Did I think Rudy was going to win? No, but Rudy came to me and said, Luke, can you support me? I want to support you. Rudy had already endorsed me in this race and asked the Haitian people and said, I want to do it and so he said, I want to support you. I want to do a joint commercial. You support me. So if you look at so I supported Rudy, endorsed Rudy. I know that kind of hurt Oliver because me and Oliver are real good friends, but hopefully he understands. Oliver is my guy, and I'm so happy. So God don't make no mistakes. But going back to Broward County, but I love Oliver. He was the only candidate I had on this show. He was the only one from 24 that came on this show, and he's always came on this show. And so I love Oliver, and I'm so fucking happy. That was the best thing happened to me. I was down and out last night. I was very upset. You know what I'm saying? You go to thinking, but then when I looked across the TV and Oliver won, I was fucking, that helped my night. And I love Oliver, and people support Oliver, and I'm gonna make a donation to Oliver, and because he's rightfully so deserving of that job. But going back to this race, so now you got two white candidates going. You got Trump money coming in for the white Republican. You have a situation where not only did African Americans lose the seat in Congressional District 20 that they've held for over 30 years, you are in a situation that there's a strong possibility that the Republicans win that seat. Because it wasn't the candidates going after each other. It was the people having a problem with Debbie running in this race. Can she overcome that? Lord have mercy. I don't think so. It's venom in the streets of Broward County. You have a real strong possibility of a white man, Republican, Trumpster, with the amount of money they get ready to dump into this race, because they got to do it for two reasons. They got Ashley Moody. They need to get votes. They need to get people voting down the line for Republicans. They need them to vote for Ashley Moody. They need them to vote for this candidate who's running against Debbie. And they needed to vote against Byron Donald. You don't think Byron Donald is going to go up in Congressional District 20, Broward County, and be like, yo, man, I'm one of y'all. Fuck that shit. Byron Donald was a nigga. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Byron Donald is a black man. Real black man. You don't think 1 minute Byron Donald can gabinate and go up in there with the big money and the other guy and flipped Broward County to red. Think about what I'm saying. So I'm running in this race saying, y'all gotta vote for me. I'm going through this shit like, yo, there's a possibility that I'm sitting there telling the people this shit not registering, because I don't look at the now. I look at where we'll end up at. This white woman is going to be running against this white man who's a billionaire. He's going to match her with money. The community is viciously upset with Debbie. She don't give a fuck about the black community. She ain't showing up to no black forums. She ain't showing up no NAACP events. What the hell? I got more money than y'all. I'm going to do what I got to do with the ballots. I'm going to do what I got to do. But now you got to run against a white billionaire with the same amount of money, and with all that Trump money coming up in there, with Byron Donald coming up there. Byron Donald walked through the streets of Trump and post up in the church. He done went to FAMU in Florida State. And he's a very smart, articulate brother. Byron Donald is more jazzy than Barack Obama. So he up in there saying, vote for my homeboy here, dumping money into that. There's a strong possibility that we lose not only we've lost to a white person, but there's a strong possibility that we lose the seat to a fucking Republican, a Trumpster, a ICER. Ooh, a ICER? So, all of the good Haitian people who voted for Sheila because you were so loyal to her, you didn't do your homework. You didn't listen to me. So now, Ice baby, win. What the fuck you think he's finna do? Anybody that's in District 20, which is a large population of TPS people, if this man win, what you think he get ready to do? Major gentrification program. Y'all ain't looked at the plan for Fort Lauderdale and the plan for Pompano Beach. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all don't see this shit. Why is everybody sitting at the wheel? I'm looking at people pull up the football stadium, 20,000 people. I'm like, give me them 20,000. Pull up the park. I'm going to Mills Park, and pull up 3 decks of people, like thousands of people. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, just give me half of them, we win. 5 cartel concert, full up. All the big concerts, all the reggae festivals, Shabba Ranks, full up. Give me, yeah. Said it. I need people who don't normally vote to vote. Out of that 279,000, I got 4,000 or 5,000, and the other 279,000 said fuck it again. So now, if you are there on TPS, ooh, there's a strong possibility these people vote down ballot. They coming in there, guns are blazing. They know this community is fragile. They know this community is upset about Debbie running in the first place. How do she heal this community now? How do she heal this community and going into the community and say, I love you, and you never showed up when it was time to show up to debate the issues with the other black candidates? That's going to be hard. I want to see this shit. I want to see this. They're making phone calls right now. Hey, could you tell Luther he consider supporting Debbie? gonna tell you, this shit better be rough. I'm interested. Listen, man, I'm interested in talking to anybody. I went to ChatGPT last night and said, ChatGPT, how the fuck do I change my party affiliation? ChatGPT is funny. ChatGPT told me, hey man, don't do that. I know you just lost the race. I'm like, fucking ChatGPT, I ain't even tell you I lost. ChatGPT, I know you lost the race. You're a little emotional right now. Don't do nothing right now. Take 3 days or 4 days to make that determination. I will get ready to change my party affiliation. I swear to God, on everything I love, and still is. I can't be a part of the Democratic Party. I swear to God, I cannot be a part of this party. If I had to do it right now today, I would do it right now today. I'm gonna take a few more days to think about it, but I cannot. It's going to be very hard for me to continue being. I'm like weighing shit. It is gonna be very hard after the shit these people in this Democratic Party did. My God, the only shining light of this Democratic Party is Oliver Gilbert beating all those motherfuckers. Oliver Gilbert beat Washington, the Black Caucus, who supported Kendrick, he beat them. Oliver Gilbert beat Nikki Freeass, the president, whatever the hell she is, the chairman of the Democratic Party of Florida. Oliver Gilbert is the shining light of it all. He is hope. He represents the hope in this shit. If there would be only one person that would save my ass to stay in this party, would be fucking Oliver Gilbert. Other than that, I'm 95% gone. 95% gone. I'm 95% gone, people. And I'm looking at the two parties. I'm 95% gone. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. Hey, look, I have all the rights in the world to leave this party that I sweat, blood, and tears for and took heat for. After this race, I have all the reasons in the world to leave. They did nothing. They sat right there and let this shit happen when the Democratic Black Caucus of Broward County said something and those fuckers in Washington didn't say anything. Why would I be staying in some shit like this and they allow something like this to happen? So many other black men are leaving, going to the independent, no party affiliation. That's the easy place to go. Just no party affiliation. Go vote over there. Then I look at the Republicans. I say, I can easily go over there. Gee, what the fuck? They welcome all the people like me. 50 Cent over there, Snoop Dogg over there, Rick Ross over there, Nicki Minaj over there, goddamn Mike Tyson over there. Hey, and there's a lot of other people over there too, because them motherfuckers, when I called them up, I ain't gonna call their name. They said, well, I don't want to get involved in the politics because, you know, I get money from the Republican Party. There's a lot of them over there. This man and pardon all, fucking, I don't even know he pardoned, what it is? What the boy name? It's everybody little. The boy who got, damn, I got a brain freeze. The boy who got baby from Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson over there, daughter. What's his name? Hottest rapper in the world. He over there, he got a pardon. Lil Wayne got a pardon. Kodak Black got a pardon. All them, I don't need no damn pardon. All them people over there. So it's like, it really lines up to say, yeah, all this shit, they'll talk about Trump, but that party welcomed those type of black people. Really. This party ain't, I called Kamala Harris. I had a friend. that needed a pardon. I done went out there and worked my ass off with her. They on their way out. And I called up Vince and called up everybody who know her, called her assistant who was on the campaign. Hey, look, I need to talk to her about pardoning one of my homeboys. You know, he a good brother. He been doing some good shit and he works hard for the community. You know, I need to get him pardoned. Motherfuckers ain't call me back. They ain't never pardoned no people like that. What that rapper name is who got a baby from what's her name? Floyd Mayweather daughter. Talk to me, chat. Help me out here. Help me out here, chat. What is his name? Help me out, chat. Y'all don't know neither. But I'm just saying. So I'm sitting there like, I don't know about over there. I don't know about over there. I don't know about over there. Right? And I'm sitting there saying to myself, they asked me, my good sister over there, Tanya, say, Luther, what's next? CBS 4. I'm like, are you going to support? Did you call Debbie? I said, I don't know Debbie's number. Are you going to support her? I'm like, Tanya, Luther, I need you to come to the show in the morning. Tanya, call some of them other candidates. They got more votes than me. No. We need you to come. No. I laid in my bed and say, no. Shouts out to Tanya. She did a good job. CBS 4, I love her to death. I'm telling you, man, this shit deeper than rap. It's not over. You got a whole general. And so what happens? Trump guy get in. Woo. TPS ain't going to be TPS, temporary status. Man, that man finna clean up that whole district. Hell, you might get got if Debbie wins because she was the one trying to put a jail in Weston. And the people of Weston say, hell no, you don't finna put no jail up in this motherfucker. So y'all didn't put her in. The white people put her in. This is going to be so fucking interesting. So again, 279,000 people that sat home. It's going to be interesting. You guys sat out this election. And I kept saying on every one of my posts, this is the most important election in the history of Broward County. You're not going to be able to say I didn't say it. You're not going to be able to say Luke didn't say it. Luke said it every time I post something. Hey, look, man, y'all got to get y'all ass out there and vote. This shit's serious because I'm looking at the future of it all. I'm looking at how this thing can shape up. This woman wins. You got a bunch of upset Black people, rightfully so, in the community. You got upset candidates. Who's she going to do? How's she going to get Elijah? Elijah don't believe that. His 7,000 vote. Elijah don't believe that Israel should be bombing Iran. That was his whole platform. Not going to get him. Dale, you probably get him. He won a job. Career politician. How you going to get Sheila? Sheila thinks you part of putting her in the lockup. That would be real funny if Sheila come out like, yes, I'm supporting. Yeah, Sheila, you got a deal. Then there's me. Y'all had to have a real conversation. So it's amazing as to what's going on and how this thing going to unfold. This seat can actually end up becoming a Republican seat. And like I say, you got it real easy. Because of the friction of the African-American community in Broward County and white people, they'll shit. You think these white Republicans ain't gonna get up and be like, oh shit, we can take over Broward County? And Donald Trump rolling up in that motherfucker with the motorcade and Byron Donald going up in the Black churches. What? With his money? You talking about buying passes? And the people low-key like him. I like him. You know why I like him? Because Jolly never said nothing. I spoke to Jolly on the plane. We both qualified at the same time. I said, Jolly and Graham, two things. Jolly, why didn't you say something? Well, if you push the media my way, I don't say that she was wrong for doing. No, Jolly, that's not the right answer. You should have said something in the beginning. You're running from a Republican and you're trying to be elected official, the governor for the Democratic Party. And you did not say anything. You just as guilty as she is. So you're trying to convince black voters to support you, Jolly. So I'm really interested in having a conversation with Jolly. I'm really interested in having a conversation with Byron Donald. Gwen Graham, I know Gwen Graham, and then there's a lot of black people think that you should have got a black lieutenant governor. So you got to overcome that. So these races are going to be very interesting. The only person who's a lock is Oliver Gilbert, and you have a fragile Democratic Party. On top of it, you got old Trumpy saying he's going to stop mail-in ballots. That's why they all got upset. When I said, damn, I can't believe I'm in this race and I'm realizing I might be agreeing with Trump. These mail-in ballots is a big scam. Mail-in ballots is a scam. They actually pay people. They actually pay people. People have, oh, I got 10. Oh, you got 20. It's like the trap game. The mail-in ballot game is the trap game. Oh, I got 10. Oh, I got 20. Oh, I got this. Oh, I got that. Oh, yeah, I got all. What the hell? They actually go cut the deal for the mail-in ballots. Trump, you know it. So the man finna do an executive order. In the general election, there will be no. See, Dale Holden came to me at the precinct at about 6:30. He said, Luke, man, I'm telling you, man, right now Debbie is in the lead and I'm in second place. And I'm worried about Elijah doing some tricked up shit. But she's in the league, man. I'm telling you. I said, Dale, how can you say that? I know. How can you say that when the votes don't supposed to be counted until after the polls close? So were the votes counted before? What did Dale know? Dale was almost like Elon Musk. He knew she was going to win, and we stood out there trying to get votes. This is going to be very interesting. Listen, I talked to my good friend, EJ Edwin James. Thank you. Shouts out to Edwin James. He supported the campaign tremendously. Wendell Haskin. EJ, I say, EJ, I'm coming with you, boss. EJ is living the best life. Finished, he retired, went to the Hall of Fame. He just chilling, riding around. EJ goes here, go there, buy businesses and all that stuff. EJ's just living. I say, EJ, I'm coming with you. I did my community work. I did my community service, man. I got my, yeah, man. EJ said, man, you got your name on stadiums, man. You did this, you got that, and did this. People calling them like, don't stop now. Come, you got to run again. This is the beginning. Okay, I'm not running for no office no more. I'm going to live my life for me. I got my son. I got Jack. I have some friends. I got to pick one. I need to just relax. I'm going to change my number. So everybody who has this number, if you don't get the new number, if I don't call you with the new number, that means I don't like you. I don't think you are supportive of this campaign. I think you're full of shit. So I'm going to change. This number going to be dead. I'm going to get a whole nother phone. I'm going to buy that right now. Put all my good friends in there, the ones, because this election allowed me to realize who's my friends and who's not. Because most of the people who are not my friends, they call me up and have me doing shit for them and making connections and all that. So that's good. So my role, won't have 4,000 people in there. I have about a couple hundred people up in there. I'm sorry. I got to do this. I'm sorry. I got to do this. So that's what we had, people. It's amazing. That's just an amazing thought to think of. That there's a strong possibility Broward County may go red with a red congressman because of how this election really went. I know y'all didn't think about that. I know you really didn't think about that. You did not think about that at all. But I did. And I told the people, I told the white people. And it gets even worse. Look at what y'all have to deal with, us. You have Hakeem Jeffrey having a problem. Now, these people changing their tune. They knew what they were doing. I'm running on Medicare, Medicaid, and for all. Look what the House Speaker said just the other day.
Move on to Medicare for All. You co-sponsored Medicare for All legislation from 2013 to 2021. You've not co-sponsored it since you became Democratic leader. Will you put Medicare for All up for a vote if you become Speaker?
Well, listen, these are all conversations that the House Democratic Caucus is going to have. Right now, we're focused on November 3rd, not January 3rd. What we are promising the American people is that we're going to fight to make health care affordable for every single American. And we know there's a lot of damage that Republicans have done that we've got to restore and repair. For instance, Republicans have enacted the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. More than $1 trillion or so has been cut from Medicaid, and what you're going to have is about 14 million Americans lose access to health care.
Do you personally support Medicare for All? Do you personally support Medicare for All?
No, as you indicated, I haven't co-sponsored the Medicare for All legislation that has been introduced over the last several years. I do think we...
You heard what this man said? He couldn't get out of his mouth. He doesn't support Medicaid. Who's on Medicaid? You see what's going on? Do y'all see what the fuck is going on? Hakeem Jeffrey, the lady clearly asked him, do you support Medicaid? The man danced around. Say you sponsored it before. Do you know who gets Medicaid? Do y'all know who? This is what I was trying to know. I'm going there to fight for Medicaid and Medicare. Who's on Medicaid? Chat. I don't want to tell him. Who's on Medicaid? Who? You think? Who is he controlled by? And y'all gonna be mad when I go and leave and go to another party? Who is on Medicaid? The black man leader of the party who did not send nobody, who did not denounce Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who did not tell the Congressional Black Caucus to denounce her from coming here. The leader of the party just told y'all he don't support no Medicaid. And if he's the Speaker of the House, will you bring Medicaid to the floor? What did he just say? This is some deep shit. I'm going so fast with EJ. I'm going so fast with, thank you. Poor people are on Medicaid. All y'all. 279,000 who sat down and did not take your ass out there and vote for Luke. None of y'all on Medicaid. You think you're gonna get that affordable housing? Alonzo Mourning finna get that if she get elected. Who's on Medicaid? Who's on Medicaid? You need to see this shit again. I can't make it up. Who's on Medicaid? Everything about this was a fix. Let's see this shit again. This only clip I'm playing.
Move on to Medicare for All. You co-sponsored Medicare for All legislation from 2013 to 2021. You've not co-sponsored it since you became Democratic leader. Will you put Medicare for All up for a vote if you become Speaker?
Well, listen, these are all conversations that the House Democratic Caucus is going to have. Right now, we're focused on November 3rd, not January 3rd. What we are promising the American people is that we're going to fight to make health care affordable for every single American. And we know there's a lot of damage that Republicans have done that we've got to restore and repair. For instance, Republicans have enacted the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. More than $1 trillion or so has been cut from Medicaid, and what you're going to have is about 14 million Americans lose access to health care.
Do you personally support Medicare for All? Do you personally support Medicare for All?
No, as you indicated, I haven't sponsored the Medicare for All legislation that has been introduced over the last several years. I do think we need to figure out how to fix our broken healthcare system and then build something better once we repair the damage that has been done. Now, that will include doing things like extending the Affordable Care Act tax credits so that more than 20 million people who have seen their health insurance premiums skyrocket, in some cases by up to $1,000 a month. That's not sustainable, and that's something that Donald Trump and Republicans have visited upon the American people.
Just to be very clear, though, as a Democratic leader in the House, would you vote for or against Medicare for All?
I think, as you've indicated in your question to me, it's not legislation that I currently am co-sponsoring or that I support.
Okay.
But we do support the notion.
That's what I was running on. That's what I was running on. I was running on something that did not align. I'm for poor people. He's an elite. He's an elite. I'm about the elites. All of them. Yes, he can't answer the damn question. Poor people won't have any insurance. And no black person is going to be up there because he's the leader of the Black Caucus too. And he's going to be the leader of if the Democrats take over the House, he's going to be the House Speaker. He's not bringing it to the floor. He's not bringing anything to support poor black people. Those black people, and y'all want me to stay in this party? Y'all gonna be mad with me when I go somewhere else? I don't give a damn. Be mad. Be mad. I'm ready for all the smoke. You think I want to stay in some shit like this where the Black Congressional Caucus members have a problem with sponsoring a bill to protect Medicare and Medicaid? Medicaid. Poor black people, Medicaid. He said no. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this up. Listen, man, Stephen, let me move on. Look, again, I thank all my good friends who supported the campaign. We did not make it. Those are the things I was fighting for. I was fighting to go down and burn down Washington, burn it down. But unfortunately, y'all didn't give me the opportunity, and 279,000 African Americans sat home and sat it out and say, oh, it's going to be okay. And I'm praying that it really is going to be okay. Does the future look dark? Yes, it does. It looks real dark because Debbie going to have to do a whole lot of healing the black community that she totally disrespected throughout the election, and stop the the Republican person coming in. You got Byron Donald. He finna walk. Byron Donald is gonna be a cakewalk for him. He's our next governor because of this, because of lack of respect for African American community from the Black Caucus in Washington and a lot of Black people. So Byron is locked. Now the issue becomes how many people this white man is going to galvanize up in Broward County. Yes, it's sad. It is sad. Yes, it's sad because they didn't realize it. And I was trying to tell them, but they got caught with the okey doke. So I'm looking at these people going, and I could kind of tell the people, the Black people who's voting for her, and I'm looking at the candidates in the race. Y'all can't be down the head to head. So I just left it alone. Now, if there was been a Black candidate was running against this Trumpster white guy in Broward County, he would have got his ass whooped. That's not the case now today. There's two white people running against each other, and the white Democrat, the Black people have a problem with. And she only won because white people voted for her. And now she's running against a white man Republican with millions of dollars and Donald Trump. You can see Donald Trump ride through Broward County like he never did before. I'm going to turn this bitch red. You can see Byron Donald through the churches in Broward County. I'm going to turn this bitch red. So people want to interview me and ask me, okay, what's the damage of this? This is real. So I'm chilling. No party affiliation, independent party. Look like I'm 95% there. 95% there. Y'all want me to be a part of a party that says we don't want no Medicaid? No Medicaid? Shouts out to Michigan. How y'all doing? What's up, Glow? I know y'all sitting there like, this man did not say that. We needed to send Luther to Washington to fight these motherfuckers, the Black people in the party. No, this can't be done now. I'm not running again. I'm chilling. Y'all, I'm chilling. I'm good. Be on tour. I got to go do a show on 29th in Jacksonville. My agent is so happy. My agent is so happy that I didn't win because he was looking at his money being dwindled. I'll be back on the road. I've got movies. I got TV shows. Will Packer, shouts out to Will Packer. He made a donation. I know it's hard for Will Packer because me and Will Packer got projects together. It's like, hold on, man. We can't do the project. What the fuck are you doing? All my friends was like, what the fuck are you doing? Running for Congress. You get ready to only make 100. Everything is going to be scrutinized and they're going to be looking all over the books and the records and half of these film projects that we do. The money comes from overseas and you're not going to be able to get the money. What are you doing? That's what my in-house team was like, oh, part of our money, the funding comes from overseas. And then if you get this money for these film projects, they're going to be looking at this and say, oh, no, you can't do this project right here. You can't do this because some of this money came from this country and that country and all that there. So I was sitting there like half the time like, oh, shit, I didn't take all this in consideration. I'm getting ready to take a major L, but just stood hard in the paint. Fuck that. So again, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I enjoyed the run. I'm going to be running my film company, Liberty City Optimist, my youth organization, my music company, large catalog, all these different things. Got a lot of work to do. I'm going to get it. I canceled the 29 city tour. I moved it. If there's a case, I'll probably go on tour at the beginning and somewhere around November. I hit the road. So, hey, I got a film project with LeBron James I'm doing. Got another film project I'm doing with Will Packer, which is my live movie. I got another film project, 2 more film projects with other entities. And so, hey, look, no politics, no more politics for me, my friend. I'm going to leave it into the hands of the Lord. That's right. You said it best, my friend. No politics. I tried. I get on here and talk about politics, sports, politics, and entertainment. I feel like I know where the direction of the country and the direction of the country was going in. And I said to myself, I don't feel good by not trying to help, not trying to go out and be the voice of reason or going to Washington and do some work to help people. I was never going there to be in there forever like some of these other people because I'm not a politician. I was going there to genuinely help these people of Broward County. You know, so I'm not mad that they chose somebody else or they sat down. They set it out. I'm upset about the direction in which it's going, but I did my part. I can genuinely say, and I feel real good about it, that I extended myself and I put myself out there to actually help. Now, did the people want that? No. I'm good. People calling me up, oh, you got, I know that's the beginning, but you just started. You got no. Ain't no, I don't thrive to be a politician. That's not my thing. That's, I help. I get more things done in the back room than I get done in the front room. And so that's what I do. That's why I've gotten so many things done in the community that I live in. You know, it's always a thing of you could be the king who's going to get shot at all the time, or you could be the kingmaker. So now I'm back into the role of being the kingmaker. I'm going to endorse somebody. If somebody's talking good, I'll sit right here and endorse them. Hey, I'll talk to David Jolly. I'm going to talk to Byron Donald. I'm going to talk to Debbie if she wants. And I'm going to talk to her opponent. I fully endorse Oliver Gilbert. You can put that in the bank right now. But at the end of the day, when it comes to all of this, man, that's where we at. It's got to be what you're going to do for the people. Just that simple. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my show. I would like to thank you all for joining me. I was going to get into some Stephen A. Smith, but I'll do that later on. That's a whole show that needs a whole lot of attention. But until the next time, may the good news be yours. I love you all. Peace. Love you. Have a good day.
The next great congressman from the state of Florida, and his name will be Luther Campbell.
I'm Civil Rights Attorney Ben Crump, often referred to as Black America's Attorney General. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, went to high school at South Plantation High School. My dad still lives in Parkway. We want to make sure we have a